Now, you mentioned the danger. I mentioned it in my monologue also, that the green light that has now been given to Zelensky to fire these long-range missiles into Russia at Russian cities has provoked all the Russian leadership to rather calmly and with no echo in the West at all say that this will be an act of war which will transform this conflict from a proxy war to an actual war, and that Russia will retaliate and maybe act preemptively. And who could blame them? If you're a country giving a weapon capable of killing me in my house and giving the person you gave the weapon to the permission to use it and to kill me in my house, well, I'd be a fool not to act preemptively to try and stop you doing so. I firmly believe that we are seconds from midnight on the doomsday clock, and yet our entire media has completely and utterly and deliberately withheld that danger from the public. Is it the same in the US?
Absolutely. We have this conversation about the justification of the West in its support of Ukraine. But we ignore something that the Russians have been raising even before this proxy war began. If you remember, back in December of 2021, the Russians submitted a draft treaty to the United States and NATO seeking to resolve this diplomatically. And all they said is Ukraine can't be a member of NATO. And one of the reasons why is that the Russian nuclear deterrent command and control, early warning, and indeed some of their missile capabilities were designed when Ukraine was part of the Soviet Union. So that Ukraine served as a land barrier, a buffer between these sensitive locations and NATO. Now, if Ukraine becomes a member of NATO and NATO moves long-range missiles onto Ukrainian soil, this critical infrastructure is exposed to preemptive first strike. And this is exactly what has happened. The United States promised, Joe Biden promised Vladimir Putin that there would never be American missiles on Ukrainian soil. There would never be Ukrainian missiles on Ukrainian soil, or American missiles. He lied through his teeth. Now we have ATACMS missiles targeted by Americans. Ukraine cannot target these missiles. They lack the technical capacity to collect the data and program the missiles. We pick the targets. We target the missiles. All the Ukrainians do is push the button. America is at war with Russia right now, and the American people don't understand it, don't understand the reality or the consequences. Russia will retaliate. Let's just pray that Russia continues to have the maturity to avoid this escalating into a general nuclear war. But if it does, hopefully the last thought through people's minds will be, besides, oh, damn, well, it's our fault, because it is our fault. This is a war that we in the West have thrust upon ourselves. As Vladimir Putin once said, when there's a nuclear war, everybody will die, but the Russians will go to heaven as martyrs. The West will go to hell as those who started this conflict.